Carolina State on October 23rd, 2022. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
Self-care and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
And what a lovely way to start our week. Each and every week we get to center ourselves, get ourselves together, get intentional with a meditation teacher who is also a master of sound healing, an expert in sound baths. She is a yoga teacher, an astrologer, numerologist, life coach, and much more. Saharah Ali, it's time for Mindful Monday. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique and the KBLA family. Is my tongue tied this morning? And thank you, Dominique, for the beautiful opening. Welcome to Mindful Monday, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with faith, power, wisdom, and truth. Our celestial influences this week is the sun moving into Virgo on Saturday until September 23rd, shifting consciousness, enhancing the need to be on purpose. Virgo is refinement and integrity, aiding the energy governing our daily lives, habits, routines, rituals, and spiritual practices. Virgo's energy urges us to seek perfection, supported by analytical thinking, unconsciously led by spirit. Virgo creates a powerful combination of action and intelligence in one stride. Goes the saying, what we value gets done. We benefit by knowing the mind is our tool of survival, an instrument that allows us to understand, discover, and evolve. Virgo tells us to get busy implementing our vision with a practical approach, aiding us to understand what needs to be done, what's not working, and what can we do to fix it, and also what to do to get back on track. However, the power of the Sun in Virgo mind is to soften rigid beliefs, overcome petty perfections, finding balance, using our minds to tune into divine universal mind, trusting the world behind our eyes, not the illusion of perfection, trusting and knowing there is no loss in divine mind, and order is gained through faith, not judgment. The call to action is to put our minds and wills to focus on the manifestation of what we want, not what we don't want, gaining insight and power by reframing how we use our will and power both physically and emotionally. Virgo Sun transit demands perfection, aiding us to focus on the long game, manifesting clarity to level up to our fullest potential personally and collectively. So going forward with our Mindful Monday meditation, bring your awareness to your breath. Get quiet and center yourself and relax and be on purpose in this moment, opening your heart. Opening your heart and ready to relax, to breathe in love from the Most High. And as you exhale, let go of all judgment in your heart and just be still for a moment. Be still and breathe, calling on your angels and your ancestors as we surrender perfection, as we embrace wholeness. Relax, release, let go. Surrender to your breath, creating space to receive clarity of purpose. Breathe deep, listening to your soul's wisdom, embracing unconditional love. Allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself to open your heart, open to receive, open to gain insight, open to embrace truth. Take a breath and be in this moment, quieting your whole being. Relax and open to divine guidance. Allowing that guidance to yield change. Surrender and relax. And just breathe, committing to doing and being unapologetically on purpose in this moment, trusting the world behind your eyes. Feel yourself relax. Allow yourself to explore the wisdom of the world behind your eyes. Breathe and letting go with each exhalation to let God's wisdom guide your consciousness right here, right now, in this moment. Allow yourself to find this moment of stillness, integrating wholeness, allowing relaxation to quiet your mind, to quiet your body. And as you sit in this stillness, connecting to the world behind your eyes, engaging in divine wisdom, allow your heart and mind to be open to our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Relax, breathe, listen, and open your heart and mind. Our KBLA Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Today with grace, I embrace wholeness, surrendering perfection, allowing divine order to unfold in my life with ease. Today with grace, I embrace wholeness, surrendering perfection, allowing divine order to unfold in my life with grace and ease. Relax, breathe, and bring your awareness back. Be here in present time, giving yourself permission to unapologetically embrace your soul's wisdom, allowing divine order to unfold in your life with ease. Sit with that. And as you sit with understanding that it is safe for you to connect to your soul's wisdom, to allow divine order to unfold in your life with ease. Make a promise to carry that affirmation with you. And as you bring your awareness back, allow yourself to keep that feeling of wholeness with you, that feeling of relaxation, and trusting divine order is always unfolding. And let your spirit allow the ease with the unfoldment. breath. Feel anchored, feel grounded. Bring your awareness back. And repeat that affirmation throughout the day and throughout the week. Slowly open your eyes, bring your awareness back. Thank you, Dominique, Tavis Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. I'm unapologetic.
I gotta interject a little bit, Saharah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, well, first of all, I mean, Virgos are known for their perfectionism, and now we're going Sun in Virgo this week. But that unleashes that aspect in all of us, right? That's that affirmation when you say releasing or surrendering perfection, allowing divine order to unfold in my life. That's for everybody, right?
Yeah, and so, the truth is, the Sun in Virgo is a beast. It's not an easy transit to navigate. Virgo tells us to get busy implementing our vision. Virgo's approach is practical, and what needs to be done and what not to do and what's working and what's not working and what we can do to fix it, very critical, and also to give us the push to get back on track. However, the power of the Sun in Virgo or the Virgo mind is to soften rigid beliefs, to overcome petty perfection and find balance using our mind to tune into divine universal mind and give us that strength to trust the world behind our eyes, not the illusions of perfection. And that's hard for us to do.
So, and so that means not getting caught up in petty details, but looking at, the big picture, or as you say, allowing divine order to unfold. God's will, not my will, thy will, not my will be done kind of thing.
Well, the saying is, trusting and knowing that there is no loss in divine mind, and order is gained through faith. So you can run around and be a perfectionist. However, there is never loss in divine mind. And there's order gained through faith. And the Virgo Sun, it acts as a divine nudge, urging us to embrace our inner strength while discarding, outdated narratives, no longer serving, the reality, and compelling us to act with intention. So part of that perfection, is just trying to help us refine our values and to be inspired, to align with the clarity of a deeper wisdom. It's just that they deliver it with a sledgehammer, and they run around with their panties in a bunch trying to make everything perfect. And part of that gift is to know that there is no loss in divine mind and that there's a higher order always taking place. But that Virgo mind, which we all possess, because we all have times when we are critical and judgmental. And if you really think about it, the opposite of Virgo is Pisces, and there's a balance, there's a duality, there's always a polarity in astrology. Opposite Gemini is Sag, and so the opposite of Virgo is Pisces, and that is to lean into belief and faith and to understand the divine laws of the universe. It's just Virgo sits in, they pick it apart, but it gives us, our brain, all parts of us, and this is why astrology is important, because it's a mathematical science, and there's a balance and duality in all things, and the soul will choose whichever astrological vibration is needed to fulfill their karmic journey.
Daniel Samir's... go ahead.
So Virgo's journey is to give us order and to seek perfection as opposed to being lazy and escape, because the opposite of Virgo is Pisces, and so sometimes Pisces are dreamy and lazy and escaping. So there's always a balance.
Daniel Samir Surin says, in Islam, it is said that Allah is the best of planners. Miss Saharah's mantra for today touches on that same point, in my opinion. Our human vision can only see so far. We have to trust the Most High. That's well said. Are we out of retro shade yet? Like the aftermath of retrograde?
Yeah, we're out of retro shade. But, they call it a black moon. And it is really not a black moon. It's just a new moon. You can't see it. And so the black moon is the sun in Virgo and the moon in Virgo. And this happens on the 23rd. And I'm putting this information out here now because we benefit by allowing ourselves to trust the vibration that is moving us to let go and to reframe perfectionism and to let go of the illusions of expectations. You know, we're coming to the end of a season. We're about to go into fall. And so it's like falling into the light within you as we move into a different vibration. Like, we're out of Leo. Party time is over. It's time to get down to business. It's time to plan. It's time to get your money together.
I don't want party time to be over.
Pay your bills, get everything buttoned up, clean the house, shut down the hatchet, get ready for fall and winter.
Yeah, back to school, baby.
Season.
Yeah,
back to school. And it's crazy and it's beautiful how divine intelligence works. I mean, going back to school in the Sun in Virgo is about mental feeding. Like, you feed your mind, you feed your body, and you have the discipline to sit in that structure.
Okay, so we've got Black Moon coming up. We're Sun in Virgo this weekend. Party time over. And you also said last week that we have this Mars in Libra diplomacy situation, Mars in Libra conjunct Venus. We've got this emotional management challenge, shall we say?
Yes.
So it's even though the retro shade is over, it sounds like we are being challenged to parent ourselves in a spiritual way and stay tapped in with emotional management and divine order.
Okay. So you're gonna bring out the hip hop in me, okay? And I'm sure Miles will. I'm sure Miles
he'll
will
beatbox
love it.
for you. He's already posing.
Yeah. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Darn it! I might have already wrecked myself. Molly Bell wants to know if we're still in the age of Aquarius.
Yes, we are deep into the whole vibration.
That's decades, right? This age of Aquarius.
Yes, and this is why we're having so much upheaval. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Okay, and we have Pluto there. We've never lived through this. The last time was 1776, which you can see the archaic shadow of that unfolding. And so it's sudden and unexpected change. And the call is to be humankind, not mankind. And so we will struggle over the next 20 years about reframing what type of human are we willing to be. And that's why we have so many things coming at us to teach us not to judge, to be in acceptance, but to find that humanity within us, to be a collective mind, to support the flow of God's will to be done in this planet and Mother Nature and all things that is divine, which is hard to do.
Yeah, well.
We come from a war background. The mentality of mankind is a war background, to divide and conquer. I did a bike ride this weekend in Ventura, and everywhere I go, I like to read the history of it. And it's back to the same narrative, whether it's Ojai, whether it's Los Angeles, whether it's San Francisco. They built a mission, and, it was indigenous people having a wonderful life and developing things in this higher consciousness. And here comes a mission, and everything goes to hell.
Yeah, well.
I need to be quiet on that. I'm going to stop. But,
No, you don't have to stop. Although if you want to keep talking, you got to stay with me to the end of to the bottom of the hour, because I am up against the clock. But I think the point is taken. It's time for us to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. we are challenged to do so between now and the 23rd of September. Stay prayed up. I'll let you decide, Saharah, if you wanna stay with me.
I'll stay with you. I have no problem.
All right, we can keeping it moving. We're keeping it moving when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day. Sure, you know what's up.
Hey, I am D.L. Hughley, host of the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show, heard weekdays from 2 to 4 exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580. I promise to make you think a little, but laugh a whole lot more. So tune in to the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show, 2 to 4, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Okay, before we launch off into whatever we're launching off into, because Saharah Ali is still here with me right now, if you want to get a reading from Saharah or some life coaching or learn about emotional management in this challenging moment, you can go to saharahali.com to find out what she's up to, go to a sound bath or something like that. Or you can call her assistant, who I recently met in person, the lovely Elise, at 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. You can schedule an appointment beyond what we do on these airwaves, which is simply just a little taste of what she does. Yeah.
And we do have a sound bath on Saturday. We have a sound bath on Saturday, 6 to 7:30 at Yoga House on State and Fair Oaks. And as far as sound healing, I'm offering a back-to-school focus and clarity for the KBLA family and their loved ones. And so, again, reach out to Elise. And also, you know, all the angels of the altitude of fire, they're welcome to come to our office for healing services to help balance their mind and their body, you know, because from the events of that fire, we are now deep into the trauma of acceptance of it, and there's the emotional disturbance around it is really deep. And so, you know, our office with the acupuncturists and the sound healers and the meditation and all that we do, we are open for community support in healing.
Okay, that's good stuff. I know Saharah is always giving back and doing amazing things beyond, you know, the yoga and sound baths and life coaching and the other things you do, just showing up for people in the community. Is powerful. So
yeah, and to Molly Bell's question about, you know, the age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
And so the dynamic is, you know, we've had the ice age, we had the industrial age, and so yes, we are in the age of Aquarius, but what that translates to is that we're in the age of technology, and our human self is having a hard time catching up to the frequency of what is being presented in front of us. And so we have to change our nervous system. And how we change our nervous system is through meditation. And this is why we're having such a rush of, you know, yoga. Yoga's everywhere. We've got dog yoga, goat yoga. Okay, well, that's the beginning to get people to do yoga, which is integration of your mind, your body, and your spirit to be able to have emotional control and management of how the frequency of this planet is moving real fast so that we can be integrated in it. But a lot of us are getting lost in it, and that's why we're having more emotional disturbance, more depression, more erratic behavior, and this is just the beginning of it. And so, you know, involved in the age of technology, there has to be a balance because we are human. We're not machines, and machines don't have feelings. And we have to use our consciousness to override the demand to be consumed by this machine, your telephone, your computer, all the things that suck your time away because you're mentally focused on your phone, run around with your phone. So, the challenge is put your phone down for a minute and pray. Put your phone down for a minute, go look at a tree, go lie down on the grass, get back to the wholeness of your nature as opposed to going against the grain of the expression of your soul. We weren't born with cell phones. This is new. This is technology.
Right. I mean, we embrace the technology because there's things that I definitely couldn't have had the career I had without technology. I'm sitting at my kid's basketball game or in the parking lot waiting to pick them up, booking people for the show. But at the same time, I think this impulse of grabbing the phone first thing in the morning or in the middle of the night and prioritizing it over everything else, it's almost like an addiction to adrenaline, or the, whatever good.
Well, the worst part is trying to identify with what you see in that phone and not understand that it's an illusion, that it's not real. That's the hard part. People aren't around altering their images, consuming dynamics, and engaging in things that's like, well, where does that come from? That is not a part of nature. Or believing AI is real and you alter yourself according to what you see in AI. It's like we are humankind, not machines.
Yeah. Well, I think the AI invasion is also challenging that. And I'm really interested to see the data that's showing the more we rely on it, the more we sort of stunt the growth of our actual brains. So it's a balance, I suppose.
Well, we have proof of that.
Yeah.
We have proof of that. Kids can't tell you where the big hand and the little hand is.
I mean,
right?
But is that AI's fault, or is that just because we got digital clocks?
But it's digital. It's something that was different.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, grown folks can't tell you where the big hand and the little hand is either, because we've had those digital clocks for a long time. I know, yes, I'm old enough to know how to tell time without a digital clock, but there's a lot of grown-ass people that can't do it too.
You are so bad. You are bad. I thought I was.
Well, that's why we're friends. Gemini and Sag may be opposite, but apparently opposites attract.
It's the balance. I love it. I love us all for life.
Yeah, I love you more, friend. Time for news, traffic, and sports. Again, SaharahAli.com, or call Elise and get you some help. Apparently we need it. I might have to call Elise right now myself. Saharah Ali, thank you so much as always.
And remember, embrace your wholeness with grace and ease and let go of the perfection. Have a blessed week.
213-628-9783. News, traffic, and sports. Then call me.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is reaching a tentative agreement with the Rank-and-File Firefighters Union. The mayor recently announced the agreement, ending 4 years of negotiations.
Part of the agreement would include, and we budgeted for, back pay, and there are some other elements within the tentative agreement that I believe places us in a stronger position to build a safe and affordable big city.
The deal must still be approved by union members and the city council. Washington, D.C. faces backlash as 300-plus National Guard troops arrived under Trump's Safe and Beautiful task force, sparking fears of federal overreach and threats to local control. And the feds face a tough call: cut rates to boost jobs or hold firm to fight inflation. With Black communities hit hardest by job slowdowns, September's decision could shape our economic future. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
This season, San Diego's playing at home, and you are on the roster. Don't miss the Padres, Wave FC, San Diego FC, and the Blue Angels at the Miramar Air Show. Plan your trip now at sandiego.org/awesome all year. Funded in part with City of San Diego Tourism Marketing District Assessment Funds.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
We found out something about the Dodgers over the weekend. They are still a pretty good team. The Dodgers beat San Diego 5-4 Sunday to sweep the 3-game series at Dodger Stadium and build a 2-game lead over San Diego in the NL West Division. The Padres came to town Friday night with a 1-game lead over the Dodgers. Before this soul-searching series for the Dodgers, they had lost 4 straight and were 12-21 since July 3rd. The Angels scored 6 runs in the top of the 10th to beat the Oakland A's 11-5. Angels right fielder Joe Adele had 4 RBIs, including a 3-run homer. Congratulations to the Delaware State women's soccer team. The HBCU team beat Alabama A&M Sunday 1-0 for their first win in almost 3 years. Delaware State had played 35 consecutive matches without a win. Their last win was a 4-2 victory at South Carolina State on October 23, 2022. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least like to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
1455 Frazee, San Diego. CordellCordell.com.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things. Like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
After nearly 20 years in Congress, he knows how to get at the issues that matter the most to you. Every day, he takes a deep dive into politics, social justice, and the stories that shape our community. This is where prominent people unpack perplexing problems. Unfiltered, unapologetic, unmissable. You're inside the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Reverend Gerald, the life coach. Is someone you love struggling with addiction and mental illness? Is improving your family's health important? Want to leave a legacy that your family can grow? Are you ready to enhance your perception of life experiences? Then wake up weekends at 7 a.m. with Urban Family Focus and get the wisdom, opportunity, resources, and motivation to live your best life. Join the conversation on Urban Family Focus Saturday and Sunday at 7 a.m.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you, DJ Black 909. He says every Monday I look forward to mindful meditation. Yeah, I love starting the week with Saharah Ali. She always has insight and and some homework for us to do to go along with that. So, your president met with Putin. This is why we need Mindful Monday. He said he was going to get a deal. And by deal, he meant come back and parrot every point that Putin says. And this is the thing. If I sent you or if I sent my agent to make me a deal, and they come back conceding every single point that the other side wanted and getting me nothing, I'm not going to be happy with that. And that's pretty much where we are right now. Now, Vladimir Zelensky, is going to meet with Trump on Monday. But I think after getting screamed at by J.D. Vance and Trump last time, and after the disastrous meeting in Alaska where Trump pretty much decided to, why am I so nasty this morning? Just pretty much decided to give up everything for no return. He's bringing people with him. Zelensky is not going to be meeting alone with the president this time, and I think that's smart. He's bringing some European leaders with him, some European officials with him who can back up his points. I don't know if that'll help. I don't think our president really cares. Like he said, you can never join NATO, and you have to give up your territory. How is that a deal? That's just pretty much surrender. Why do I need you to negotiate surrender? That doesn't even make sense to me. I'd like to surrender to Russia. Can you negotiate that, Mr. Trump? Yeah, he can. Because apparently they still got stuff on him. Either that or he's dumb. Or it could be both. Not sure. He wants him to give up Crimea forever. And just go ahead and wait until Putin's good and ready to sit down for a final negotiation. Keep being bombed till then. Lord have mercy. Hurricane Erin is actually expected to create some real problems in Bermuda and the east coast of the United States. Life-threatening waves. It's now a Category 4 over the Atlantic. And it apparently is going to bring rain, wind, and life-threatening rip currents, even though it is not likely to make landfall. I guess these are the things we need to get used to. I don't know for sure that is a climate emergency influence, but it sure seems like it. Also, bad news in Bolivia. The presidential vote is down to, they went through the primary and they've got two people, one a centrist against a fascist. So the wave of right-wing conservative electoral wins is stacking up. One more place you won't be moving to, that is Bolivia. They've had a progressive government, socialist for the past 10 years, and now they're making that hard right turn like much of the world. Let's go to Paul calling us from LA. Good morning, Paul. You have the mic.
Good morning, Dominique. I call about one thing, and you just lead me another way every time.
Sorry.
I want to have the discussion about what's going on in D.C. with the president. Basically, for those they're saying police, but these are basically people that are untrained that they're handing guns to. We'll just call it what it is: white people, white men, and white adjacent people to walk the street in communities that are predominantly that have black mayors, which translates to predominantly areas that have a lot of black people.
Right.
So, if just from a historical standpoint of what they're doing, crime is going down and has been trending down. When crime spiked, what transpired? COVID during that time frame. What areas were hit the hardest during COVID initially? The areas of people that look like me and you, per se. So, to hear people using talking points, for example, of, well, they need to go in there and they need to stop the crime. They need to. We've been through this before. The men on the telecast just said we're coming through with a crime bill. I lived through the 90s crime bill. I lived through the time frame when they showed images on TV of so much manufactured chaos, and they translated that to black people and putting black people in place. And it's sad that so many people are falling for it again, because the direct consequences of it is it's going to have an impact on us, Dominique. And I just really wish people would stop watching white mainstream media, because they create the chaos because of diversion from the people that are really the culprits of a lot of the damage that's going on in this country right now.
Yeah, well, there was some really interesting videos going around this weekend. One that I reposted on Instagram, on my Instagram at DiPrima Radio, in case you guys are looking for it, that showed who has been arrested since this sweep. And it's black men. It's all black men. Black men being jacked up for, priors, for supposed weapons charges, for loitering, for anything under the sun. And they're getting people outside, they're, and this is the thing that, this is the part where it didn't take that long for this to show up, right? Because some black people were cheering on the ICE raids. Okay, get these migrants out of here. I wasn't one of those people, but thinking this has nothing to do with you. But in D.C., they're not saying this is for immigration. They're saying it's crime is out of control, which, as you point out, Paul, is a euphemism for you and me.
Yes, and Dominique, what's crazy about it is we know now there's enough case studies on this. There's been enough digging into this. Black people are 5 times more likely to be pulled over by the police than white people. So what is that transpiring? Is they're just pulling us over for any reason, and you have this guy saying that I'm going to let the police do whatever they want to do.
Whatever they want. Yep.
And these aren't even police officers that they're sending to these predominant black communities. They're just sending people with guns that are untrained to do what you want to do and harass people because they know we're outside. And it's crazy because if you really, and it's been proven, when we said defund the police, we didn't say eradicate the police. We were saying we need to pull funding from the police and push that into the communities in other areas that are being starved. If you want crime to go down, you have to invest in the community. And that's been proven time and time again. That's always the solution. The allocation of funding going towards investing in education, in small entrepreneurship, in programs for the youth. But they tend to divest from it and say, you guys are the problem, when in reality, we know they're just using us as a reason to get away with the crimes that they're doing.
I mean, the fact of the matter is we have a test case here in L.A. We invested under Mayor Villaraigosa. We invested in, youth development. We invested in professionalizing intervention workers, community residents who had taken it upon themselves to bring peace to these streets. We invested in those communities and programs for them to do, like we started as Summer of Success, became Summer Night Lights, and although that program, from what I can tell, is in need of another renovation, it's worked for us. Our violence levels are down, have been down at 1950s and 60s levels, and under this mayor, it's back down at that level. So we know that. In fact, we are the test case. But you can't do it. Other cities have tried to do it, to your point, Paul, without the investment. You have to have the investment. You can't just put the program there with no one to operate it. With, when we did Summer of Success in SNL, feeding people is part of it. Whoever comes up to the park can get something to eat. All the programs are free. There's people there to help the people. We find a way to get the children home. Some of those children didn't, their parents are incarcerated or their parents are working or whatever. And so we had to come with everything. And at the time, she wasn't mayor. She was actually over the Community Coalition at the time. But then Community Coalition Executive Director Karen Bass said, when you give low-income children, black children, under-resourced children, which is usually BIPOC kids, the same resources that middle-class kids get, that's when you get the kind of outcomes that middle-class kids get. They have to have the same resources, the tutors, the food, the adult supervision, the enhancement and enrichment programs. It's not rocket science.
And it's not. And this is all a pushback, and I keep repeating this. Sisters became not only the most educated group, but they got in positions. And sisters turn around and said, not only do we want our seat at the table, we want our equity too, because we built this country from the bottom to where it is today, and we want our seat at the table also. Then Obama won. Then you have the George Floyd protests. And instead of coexisting together, these people turn around and say, you know what? No, we can't have that. And it started with Claudine Gay when they removed her, and it's been just a direct attack on black. It's been a direct attack on black women and black people, and it's all coming apart. And they haven't put that together yet. That the ones that are running with the money are the very ones that are tricking you, because they're just saying blame DEI, blame woke, and blame black people. But you're poor, you don't have Medicare, you don't have a pension, you can't afford anything, and you're homeless.
Yep. Well, we're watching it unfold. I don't. Really, there's no excuse for anyone to be confused at this point. You don't have to trust social media or news. You can just look with your own eyes what's going on. And it's quite clear. E.C. Courtney says Trump doesn't want black women in power. It's another part of the plan. Yeah, we're watching it in real time. And hopefully we're stopping it in real time as well. Appreciate the call, Paul.
Definitely. Thank you.
Paul called me at 800-920-1580, extending the offer for you to do the same. I'm Dominique DiPrima, and this right here, unapologetically progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
During this time, it's important for everyone to know your rights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments in the U.S. Constitution protects every one of us, regardless of immigration status. The 4th Amendment requires a judicial warrant to search your home. The 5th protects your right to remain silent. And the 6th gives you the right to an attorney. Just remember,
No warrant, no key. My privacy. You don't have to speak. No lawyer inside. Don't say a thing. Yeah, we all got rights. Hey, we all got rights.
Thinking about going electric? Now is the perfect time. Electric vehicles cost less to run, don't need gas, and need fewer repairs than gas-powered cars. You can also save with federal and state tax credits, and in some areas, qualify for rebates on home charging stations. To learn more, visit www.breathesocal.org. That's www.breathesocal.org. You have cancer. The 3 words no one wants to hear. Of the cancers that impact our community, lung cancer is the most dangerous. More people succumb to lung cancer than colon, breast, and prostate combined. Black men are 12% more likely to develop lung cancer, and cases for black women are rising. Early detection and comprehensive treatment is the best way to beat this dreaded disease. Providence is a research leader in multi-cancer early detection, offering blood tests that identify fast-spreading cancers that don't show symptoms in early stages. The Providence Los Angeles Integrated Network Cancer Program determines best protocols for each patient, interacting with specialists who share experiences, perspectives, and new findings specific to each case. With over 1,000 board-certified physicians, including top oncologists, surgeons, radiologists, and nurse specialists, Providence delivers whole-person care that understands your culture, values, preferences, and priorities. So, if you hear the words, "you have cancer," all you need is faith and providence.org/cancer.
Hi, I'm Jesse Jackson Jr., inviting you to join me weekdays at 12 noon, right after Tavis Smiley, here on KBLA Talk 1580. As a law school graduate and a theologian with a firm grasp of our body politic given almost 2 decades in Congress, my show is the fresh new home of an authentic, uncompromised quest for transformation and salvation, both personal and collectively, as I vigorously interrogate the theological and symbolic meanings embedded in our society. I promise to leverage my knowledge of history, theology, and both international and domestic issues to imagine an inclusive vision for the future, which I hope will inspire all of us to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a given, not just an aspiration. So join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley for 2 hours of the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
One thing about this Trump administration, they are moving fast. The president saying now he'll sign an executive order targeting mail-in ballots and voting machines. Before 2026, he says he's going to sign an order to get rid of mail-in ballots altogether. He says he's going to lead a movement that also includes a drive to get rid of very expensive, seriously controversial voting machines. So without voting machines and without mail-in ballot, you just stay president. We don't even have to vote. It's just you can stay there till you die, and then we'll just, we just have a, I don't know, Donald or Eric or Barron, kind of like monarchy. I think is where we're going with this. Fred from LA, you have the mic. Good morning.
Hello, Dominique. The immigration issue. 4 points. The cruelty of the United States Senator of Alex Padilla when he announced his 7-year itch for amnesty. What makes him think that he could get it through both houses of Congress and then Donald Trump sign it, no less?
You mean what makes him think he could do his job? The nerve. Okay, next point.
He didn't answer my question on what to do with those who don't qualify. Number 3.
You asked him that directly?
He didn't answer it.
Number 3. You didn't ask him and he didn't answer it. Okay, that makes sense. Number 3.
That question hasn't been answered. I'd like to know the answer to that question.
Well, you might want to ask. You didn't like my answer, so go ahead. 3rd point.
Right. You don't like me. Okay, volunteer.
No, I like you just fine. I just hate your politics. Love you, hate your politics. Go ahead, Fred.
Okay, now, same here. All right, now, Florida and all these other incarceration stations, the way station downtown on Temple where they take the illegal immigrants, what other place can you go they take you to where you're incarcerated and you could just say to the people, I'm voluntarily go home. Take me home. You could take me home yesterday, take me home today,
well,
take me home
the thing
tomorrow,
is, a lot of those people you're calling illegal are actually refugees who are following the law. So it's an apples and oranges equivalency. If I'm following the rules to get refugee status, then I should be able to go home. Yes, because I am not, guess what? Wait for it, a criminal. Point 4, Fred.
Okay, okay, now this is it. This is the good one.
This is the good one.
The gerrymandering. It's very interesting how in Texas, and you got Davy Crockett and those that are liking her with her politics. Didn't say anything about when Kevin DeYoung and his clan.
Wait,
tried
who's
to gerrymander
who's
residents.
Wait, who's Davy Crockett? You confused me here.
Jasmine Crockett, the congressman from Texas.
Oh, you call Jasmine. Okay, I got you. You call her Davy Crockett. So not clever. Got it. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for the middle school humor. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Now, gerrymandering wasn't such a problem 5 years ago when they tried to gerrymander, when the illegal immigrant anchor babies tried to gerrymander the residents of South Central Los Angeles out of their representation.
I don't know what you're... Okay, Fred,
so
thank you. Well, your talking points are stale, but
really,
no one says that we love gerrymandering. No one is saying that. In fact, Democrats are the ones clutching their pearls. And so no one's saying that we love gerrymandering. What we're saying is time to fight fire with fire and stop letting Republicans get away with stealing elections. And if we have to, do a legal but shady tactic in order to get on even footing, we're going to do that. Some people don't agree. I do. I happen to think Governor Gavin Troll Newsom is possibly my favorite iteration of the governor. Ooh, thank you for sharing. I'm going to need a palate refresher after those stale talking points, but thank you for calling, Fred. Going to Willie from Florida. Hi, Willie. Willie, you there?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Now I do. What's on your mind?
Hey, good morning, Dominique, KBLA family, saying hi from the other sunshine state of Florida. I hope everybody is doing well. Hoping to provide a palate cleanser. When we understand that Roland Martin had pointed this out, that the way they sat back and did North Carolina, they said it was surgical precision, the way they tried to gerrymander black people up out of their power. And if we understand that attacks that are happening right now, the Congressional Black Caucus is the biggest caucus in the Senate. And with the moves that the Republicans are making, they can sit back and wipe out all of those seats and all of our representation, period, point blank. We understand how this gerrymandering works, right? Because of the gerrymandering they did in Florida, and the gerrymandering they've already done in Texas, and the gerrymandering they did throughout the whole South, has given Trump the lead that he needs in the House in order to sit back and push the policies that are affecting us now today. Our Job Corps being gone. 300,000 black women sitting back losing their jobs. So when it comes to this, no, we want representation based on our numbers, and it seems like the Republicans are hell-bent on making sure that we don't have political power. And what's sad about that is that we still have black people out here saying that our vote doesn't matter. Meanwhile, they're attacking it. So if it didn't matter, why would they be trying to make sure that we didn't have it?
Yeah.
While I'm sitting down here 100 miles away from Alligator Alcatraz, and Ron DeSantis spending $450 million of the hurricane fund, that's going to start increasing as we get into the later August, September, October, up until my birthday, November month. When people's houses are flooded and their roofs are torn off, where are they going to get the money from? Meanwhile, anybody who's thinking about reparations, think about this here. 50 million black people, $450 million one state done spent on immigration. That isn't reparations?
Okay, thank you for the palate cleanser, Willie. You took us right up to news, traffic, and sports. And then it's time for Messy Monday. We're talking relationships, situationships, and the rules when we come forward, if there are any rules left. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is reaching a tentative agreement with the rank-and-file firefighters union. The mayor recently announced the agreement ending 4 years of negotiations.
Part of the